I'm too motivated to let being sick slow me down. Find out what I've done today after these titles. Hey everybody, Anthony Dodge, Mile Train Outside the Miracle and Outsider, a Night at the Rhomboid Table, back with you with part 2 of the platform redo. I got off to a good start Sunday with going to get the wood, measuring it, cutting it, and setting it up, and then got sick, and just Monday, Tuesday were just total waste. Yesterday, although I've been pretty much out of action for a few days, I had some energy and I came down and did some of the things I showed you in the previous video. Today, still not feeling great, but the positive vibe, even if I'm sick, as long as I can stand and work, I'll do it. I'm not likely to get grumpy or angrier. Actually, when I'm sick, I tend to be mellower, so it's a good time to work. But I know what I'm doing. I've had it all checked, everything working out. So I've got a few sets of videos here of my progress through today and this evening. And I don't know if I'll put this out before my live stream, so you'll actually have seen this by the time you see this video. I'm pleased, and so let's just go and show you the stages, a series of videos of what I've done. All right, so the first step I'm getting ready to do is I'm going to start drilling holes and mounting these flush. So I'll go through and do all that. You don't need to see it screw by screw, and get these nice and flat. So I'll come back when I've done them all. So what I've done is they are now all screwed in. You can see the screws. I'm not worried about that because once I put the platform sheets over them, you won't see them. And then again, just proof of concept. I may want to darken the color a bit on these. These are not glued down. These are just sheets I printed up. I am going to have to adjust the width here. For some reason, even though these both came out as 2.5 inches, this one's just a little bit wider, so I'm going to have to take that down. You can see the warning lines do not line up. And this is actually too wide, and I'm going to do some little video editing and close this gap and maybe widen the spacing here just a little bit as well. But we'll see. And then you just carry it on. And again, another stairwell because there are two. And I'll have to line those up exactly or close to exactly as I can. But yeah, you can see they hide the screws and they do the job. And once I get the pop machines and the benches and the elevators and so forth in place, then it should all work just fine. Now, what I also did was I ran the trains that I'm going to run on my Friday live stream through. They had no problems. But then maybe some people would have thought it would have been cool to see, but I put everything to the test. I shunted out my railjet because those are my longest cars, and along with the ICEs, they're the lowest cars, but they're a little bit wider than the ICE cars. And I shunted it out through the slips up here and back here and just zigzagged it to go around the platform. So, it comes out here. So I took it on to lane 1 and took it around and then back through lane 2 and around and back through lane 3. And I just zigzagged it back and forth and made sure it had plenty of clearance, and it did. So, sorry, Jean Ricard, you didn't get to see that. Yeah, so I think we're good to go. Proof of concept is there. So now just print these up, maybe alter their color a little bit. And then I want to redesign the stairwells. Now, I'm not going to have actual stair passages there. I'm going to fudge it, so I'll think of how I'm going to do that later. All right, so that is this part of the update. More to come. Okay, so before I get started here, these were the proof of concept prints, which I did with color. And I didn't like how blue they came out. This is now sort of the final draft. This is what I'm going to try to glue on. And I printed this in grayscale, black and white. And I am much happier with that color over this. And I adjusted, if I can get to them, there we go. The stairwells, I made the area much smaller, more realistic in size compared to this, but that was from me stretching it out, so I kind of shortened it back up. And I've got to do 10 of these across here, all in a row, so I got to make sure they're all even. So I'm going to measure those out and then start gluing things in place. All right, so I have started and put things in. So I've lined these all up. It's kind of hard to see, but these are all lined up, and I still got to measure those and design for those. But this is where, and I'm going to put walls around here that you would see there. And once there's stuff in there, I might even put a photographic image of stairs in there or something like that going down just to make it better. But at least it gives me something to work with. I've still got to print the 2.5, and I'm not done, but I've done the half of 3 of these, and I will go back once everything is dry. I will go back with a sharp razor and just even things out along the edge of the platforms, because when you paper cut, things never, at least me, I never get them 100% square on the edge when I cut. 36 years of a teacher in paper cutters and never did develop that skill. So, and then even on seams, I can touch those up with gray paint, gray marker, and they will disappear. I've done it before. I'll do it again. So yeah, I like the proof of concept. I adjusted things to where I'm happy, and I really like the idea. I've got these lined up and marked for the other ones. So yeah, it's, I just got to do the other half. I am using Weld Bond, which is great for this kind of stuff, gluing cardstock and wood together. It's probably overkill, but once this is all done, I'm going to put a bit of a very thin matte varnish over it, just to seal it and protect it. And maybe not so thin. But anyhow, don't know if I'll get any more of this done today, other than by tonight sometime I will have to cut this off. I have to go pick up my grandson. I haven't watched him this week at all because I've been sick, and I should have some quality time with the kid. So I'll come back before my live stream tomorrow and cut all these over ends off. And then, yeah, but overall, I think I'm going to be happy. Obviously, time will tell, but right now, from this distance, you really can't see the outlines, especially on a phone. But if you go in close, you can see it all. And like I said, once I get all the little details on it, it'll be fine. So I'm going to end this video here because I don't know when I will get back to continue with this. I have to acquire some pieces. They're all in, except I'm short here because I ran out of stock paper. I wasted a couple of sheets. Well, I wasted quite a few sheets doing the proof of concept. And then I had a misprint on one, and I just needed one more sheet. So Joy says she'll be able to bring me a piece home from work. But I just threw some of the knickknacks I have left around here. This still needs coated. I will put a matte varnish on this, flatten it out, dull it down a bit. I'm debating whether I'm going to add stains beforehand. The nice thing is, when you're doing something like this, where you're taking cardstock and glued it on top of wood. And you get glue on your fingers, anything else. Any mistake isn't a mistake. It's a stain that you're likely to see on a platform from dropped, spilled pops and oils and greases and birds and everything else. So when you get in, now again, I have to build fences around here, and there's so much that has to go in. I will add a little bit of dumb shot just to give you an idea of all the things. There are elevators that have to go in here, multiple garbage cans, all kinds of pop and canned foods, tickets. There's signage, train arrival and departure signs, and that's not even the stuff that hangs. I've had a couple of people trying to help me with, okay, how are you gonna cover these platforms? The Bremen has one giant dome that goes over, really would go over this entire area. There's a large one and then a slightly smaller one that covers the last couple of outside lines. I'm just going to go ahead and do the main dome. Because in reality, right, I forget if it's here or here, there's actually two more tracks that would run through, which are freight bypass lines. They're freight lines only for freight that is not stopping at Bremen. And that's kind of what the outer two lines are as well. They're freight that is going to stop at Bremen. But since this is a hybrid of Bremen and Hannover and lesser degree Leipzig or Dresden, we don't have to be exact, but it's not like one dome over each of these archways. It's one big dome over the whole thing. And I've got an idea of a model that might be useful, but I think I'm just going to 3D print, which is why I had to do this. I couldn't, if I were really good at 3D print design, I could have done this, but this is me knocking over a camera. This is the most finished this side has been. The lines are in, they're straight, the spaces are right for what I want. I've already tested the train. I think I mentioned that in an earlier video. So now everything's in except one little section here I have to finish. And then obviously building the dome, but really that can go last. I want to get the main platforms finished, get all the things on there, and that's going to be looking at 3D prints and stickers and so forth. I've got, I'll show you. I've got tons of things to use yet. I've been digging this out. There's a lot more down here and set up here. You can read this. These are this is the box that the pseudo Bremen Hannover station came in. It's actually, I believe, the Bonn station. They made many different ones, but this is the one I picked up. Bahnhof Bonn. But all these boxes are filled with all sorts of little things that go with, and some are labeled, some aren't. But you can see bus depot, leftovers, spare glass. So this would be enclosures, etc., smoking areas, signage, everything in there. So each box just has stuff I did not use when I built other platforms, or stuff I bought and then decided not to use. So there's just all kinds of crap here to jerry rig. That's the glass. I don't know how much of that I'll be using right now, but just all kinds of things here. Little bus enclosure, walls and so forth. Even if you look here, stairs going down at a station. So, I mean, these boxes are just filled with them. Like I said, there's more down there. Another box here, bus stop and platform accessories. So these are, can't see it, but these are signs like these. And I've got the stickers, but you would put the stickers in there. And this stuff turns into, well, let's go over here and I'll show you. I don't know how well you'll see it, but where's a good one? Maybe right in there. You can see right there, the train signs. Those are the signs along with a clock that says what train is arriving on that platform and where it's headed to. The only difference is Bremen would not have these covers because it's inside a large dome. So let's go back to me for sort of a quick wrap up. So that is my progress, and that's probably the last update on this for a while. It'll probably be weeks before I do a part 3. My brain, once I got that in, started thinking, I could ballast it now. And there's a part of me that might just decide this weekend to ballast, in which case that would be the next update. But now I got to start acquiring things. I showed in the last segment video the boxes and boxes of stuff I have held that I have not looked at for 6 years, 5 years, 6 years, that are now ready to be torn through again and see what do I have. But I need to get benches, people, and that's really, to be honest, that's the most expensive thing. I need pop machines, and I could 3D print, but then I'd have to paint and decal, and I'm not really thrilled with the idea, so I'll probably just buy them ready-made, see who's selling what on eBay, or if anybody out there makes pop machines, buy them. There was a company, I'll have to check if they're still in business, that I bought because they make, that I bought for the Dumb and Horse side, because they make these pop machines that are actually there. It's a European pop called Sinalco, and then you have Coke, which also includes Fanta, and then there are snack machines, candy, and those will be up and down. Ticket machines, I've got a bunch, I put them out there, but I'm going to need more, and I'll have to study Bremen station to see just how many they have in the main part of the platform. I'm not trying to be prototypical, but I want it to feel. I've got the arrival maps and the train car situations, and then eventually I'll be putting in the post for the one giant roof, but I'll have to put in the post that also have the sections, the platform sections, A, B, C, D, E, F, what have you. But I've got to see what I have, and then see what I need to buy, and if I can get them more cheaply rather than buy kits. But otherwise, even with being sick for 5 days here, really I started feeling bad on Sunday, but I worked, and then Monday and Tuesday I just couldn't do anything. Wednesday I felt better, not good, just better, and I wanted to get some things done. It was frustrating me. I really had the drive to work on this, and so despite the need to rest, I did some work, and so it's been a good thing. I've enjoyed getting more done, and as I said, this will probably be the last update on this for a little while, unless I decide to ballast in the next week or so, and that's a very strong possibility. I still kind of want to get fascia in front of those platforms, but once you add the ballast, they're not that deep or high. I don't think it would matter. I don't think it would matter, but I'll probably try to print something up and just glue it on. One of these boxes, I have some leftover platform fascias, so I could do that. But otherwise, yeah, I need to stain it up, I need to coat it, and then start putting things on it. But I'll do that as I can. I want to thank the few of you who continue to watch these silly little update videos. I don't know if it's worth doing a video or not. It is to me, because I like to share, hey guys, I'm actually working. So I'm tired, I'm not recovered, and I've got a live stream tomorrow. Although you'll see this after the live stream, so you'll have seen some of this before this video shows you, but you'll get some up close shots. Thank you for watching, everybody. Auf Wiedersehen, tschüss, and happy trains. Take care.